Welcome to Connecting the Community with Chris. We have an exciting podcast today with a special guest, attorney Deborah Baughman. Deborah is a partner in Taft's Employment and Law Relations and Employment Benefits and Executive Compensation Practice Groups. Her clients include private, public, and tax-exempt employers and businesses of all types, from new to well-established, restructuring to insolvent. Deborah also provides a strategic advice regarding employee benefits issues that arise during mergers and acquisitions as well too. And she also counsels Michigan nonprofit corporations. And today we are thrilled that Deborah has assisted us in all the legal steps required to make Affinity Answers a 501c3 that will assist seniors in the Metro Detroit community. So welcome, I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you, Chris.
Tell us a little bit about yourself in the beginning before we start.
Okay, I grew up in Maryland outside of DC and went to undergrad school in Western Maryland at a state university. And I have a master's degree from George Washington University in the District of Columbia. I moved to Michigan in 1987 and I went to law school at Wayne State. I've been at this law firm for 24 years. I also am a CPA, and that's how I wanted to become a tax attorney. I didn't go to law school till I was 35, so it's like a second career, and I wanted to be in the tax group. And I am in the tax group, but I've been focusing on employee benefits, which includes the Department of Labor regulations and the Internal Revenue Code as the background for the law.
That's great. We're so honored to have you here and just be part of us ongoing with our new endeavor. And so, how did you get started in the field of law?
Well, I just wanted to be a tax attorney. And so then when I got a job here, I was in the tax department and they needed someone to focus on employee benefits. They had, the partner who was in employee benefits had moved to another law firm. And so I taught myself employee benefits law. And then that same thing happened in the nonprofit area. The partner that was in charge of nonprofits moved to a different firm. And so I tried to fill the gap there.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And so what interests you in assisting nonprofit organizations? How did you dive into that?
Well, like you, Chris, all these people are so enthusiastic about their mission and their idea for helping others. It's really uplifting to help people establish nonprofits.
Yeah, yep, serving the purpose and doing it well.
The mission statements. Everybody's very excited about what they want to provide the community.
Yeah. I mean, you hit it right on the button. You really feel excited, and we've seen the problems over the years, and that's why it's called Affinity Answers, is we want to have answers to the problems. And so Taft Law was awarded by EAB, one of the best law firms of women and diversity. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So congratulations on this honor.
Thank
This
you.
is really big because for us as home care providers, a majority are females, and it's I think for you guys too, serving that community is honorable.
Thank you. Yeah, we're proud of that.
And so, what is the difference between a nonprofit and a 501c3?
A 501c3 is a nonprofit, but it has a specific purpose of charitable, religious, or education. So first, we filed with the state of Michigan to be a nonprofit incorporated entity, and then we'll eventually, this week, file for the recognition as a 501c3 tax-exempt organization. Under the Internal Revenue Code, there's like 20-some designations for nonprofits. The C3 is the most common for purposes of having an organization where it can accept contributions and donations, and an individual can get a tax deduction for it.
Mm-hmm. So you could still function as a nonprofit, but not be a 501c3.
Correct. You could be like Knights of Columbus or something like that, where you're an organization that is civil and doesn't pay taxes, but also members don't get tax deductions for those kind of organizations.
So let's explain what are the steps that took for Affinity Answers Foundation to become a 501c3.
So first we filed articles of incorporation for a nonprofit with the state of Michigan. Then we got an employer identification number from the IRS. Then we prepared bylaws, a conflict of interest statement. We had opening resolutions of the incorporator to identify your directors. And then today we had the director meeting and we signed the initial resolutions that you approve the bylaws and you approve the actions of the incorporator and you want somebody to open a bank account and just the sort of initial actions to get the organization up and running. And now that we have those organizational documents, we'll file with the IRS for the tax exempt recognition.
And so what's the time frame are we looking at to make a 501c come to light?
You can't really say. It could be 3 months or 4 months, but the designation is retroactive to the date we filed the articles of incorporation in April.
Okay, great. And so why was it important from a legal standpoint to have a mission statement for Affinity Answers as a nonprofit?
Less for a legal standpoint than it is for a focus standpoint. That's what your intent is, your goal, your core values. That's what's going to guide your actions and the group of people that you want to benefit.
Yep. I think
it's your focus.
It's your focus, right? You can't have a business without a plan and knowing your mission, your vision, and your principles. So I'm glad that we were very clear on that with you, and that way if anybody does come and want to be part of us, it's very clear on what our focus is. And so if someone was to make a monetary donation or donate a service for Affinity Answers, could they use it as a tax write-off for themselves?
They could. There's always limits in terms of the amount of the deduction based on income, but yes, because you're a 501c3, you would give them a receipt and they could take the deduction on their income tax return.
Yep, that's great. And so in conclusion, really we wanted to make sure that we were clear on our intentions and making sure that we were working with the right organization. And so I know with Deborah, we're so happy and honorable to have you part of our journey. I think this is going to be a journey for us together. This is just the beginning of opening doors.
It's very exciting.
To helping our senior community answer the solutions and give them the solutions that they deserve. So thank you for your help and appearing on this podcast. And we're going to ask Deborah for your contact information, if you can, for anybody who would like to contact you. What's the best way?
My email is dbaughman, DBAUGHMAN @TAF My phone number is 248-727-1383.
And so you're always available to contact if anybody has questions, if they like to set up a new business or nonprofit in general. So thank you so much for being part of us.
Thank you for asking me.
You're welcome. I know this is just the beginning.
Yeah, you all are going to be very successful, I'm sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.